Hello and welcome to episode 38. What are you laughing? Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 38 of the This and That Gaming podcast. My name is Dave, and with me, as always, are my two good friends, Mr. Darren Dasborg. How are you going today?
I'm doing all right. That was a nice little surprise, wasn't it? It's been that long.
It has been a long time. Yeah, Daz surprised me with a bit of a premature introduction, shall we say.
I forgot to put the intro, so I had to cut him off straight away. So, yeah.
Awesome. But you've been okay. It's been a long time between sessions.
It has. It has. So I'm ready to rock now.
Awesome.
Let's talk games.
Yes, let's do that.
Yep.
And we can't forget the most important part of the picture, the delightful, the charming,
holy shit,
Mr. Mark Cassar. How are you?
Good. I turned around for a second and we're in all sorts. I'm like, what's going on?
That deserves
yes,
a
he
round
does.
of applause. Yeah.
Did I see you at the Super Bowl, Mark? Was that right?
Hey?
Halftime at the Super Bowl. You were.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. Got exemption from trouble. And teleported there, teleported back.
Oh, Jesus. Right. Yes, that laugh is back.
It's back
for another year.
And it's going to be played
27
times
per episode. Awesome. There's number 2.
Alrighty.
Ah, jeez. Did you have a good break, Mark?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it was a good break.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, let's kick it off. We've got a big show. We've got lots to talk about. A few surprises as well. A little quiz or question from Daz, which is going to be exciting. But we'll kick it off as we always do with what we've been playing.
Yes.
Do we have some tunes?
I still don't have the music.
All right, let's just
later.
Let's get into it. Daz, kick us off. What have you been playing?
Not much, to be honest. Not much. I've been playing just retro games on my little handheld. That's it. Just arcade and. Yeah, just haven't been in the mood lately. Just been gym junkie at the moment, and that's pretty much it in school. But yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, get back into it now. I mean, look, it's kind of. To be honest, I've hardly played anything. I'll be honest.
Is this the new little handheld that you've got?
Yeah, the RG351. I was actually playing the 350 model, because the 351 arrived today, which we'll talk about later. Because there was a little article there. I don't know if you put it on the agenda or not. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did. Yep.
But I thought I'd upgrade and get something a little bit more powerful. But yeah,
nice.
Playing the Mega Drive as usual and all that. Trying to find some new games.
Yeah, some hidden gems.
There aren't that many. But it's funny. I've been to be honest, I've been that tired going to school and gym. By the time I get home, I'll crash. So
yep.
But I will make more of an effort. I'm not sure if I spoke about this last podcast, but I can't remember if I finished Immortals from the last podcast. Or did I finish it in between? Did I?
I think you finished it in between. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, I finished Immortals, Phoenix Rising. So
lovely. Still holds up. Still fantastic.
I think it's amazing. I still think it's good. The vaults, as Mark would probably agree with me, are probably a bit of a pain in the ass. But I will get the DLC. I'll wait till it's a bit cheaper. And I think I'll grab the DLC. So. But I think it's great, and I did actually, I started playing Breath of the Wild, and because of Phoenix Rising, and I'm like, look, I think it's okay, but it doesn't hold a candle towards Phoenix Rising, man. It just doesn't. Look, I think what ruins is that your weapons break, and it it fucks the game up. To be honest, I don't care what any Nintendo lovers, Zelda fans say. It ruins the game. It does. And Mark was saying that there's a Wii U patched version or something,
Yeah, it's like that you can run on an emulator.
Yeah,
that takes out like the what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for?
Breaking
Basically,
weapons.
so the weapons don't break, and the weapons don't break, shields don't break, all that kind of stuff.
But you see,
that's ridiculous. I don't get it.
you see that this is all part of their plan, because what they're going to do is in about 3 years' time they'll release Breath of the Wild remastered,
Yeah.
and they'll just correct that thing.
Yeah, probably.
Touch up the graphics, and away you go.
There you go, yeah.
$79.99 once
it'll be
again.
Be an option. Breakable,
Yeah.
breakable swords and shields. Yes or no?
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. And what emulator are you using for Mega Drive on the RG351P?
I think it uses Pico Drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Emulation's pretty good for Mega Drive. There's not generally too
Yeah.
many issues.
Yeah.
Sweet. Mr. Makuu, what have you been playing over the Christmas period?
Yeah, like Daz, I finished Immortals Phoenix Rising as well. I think we finished it like within a couple of hours of each other as well, which was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. It started to kind of grade a little bit towards the end. Like Daz said, the vaults, yeah, they're not fun in my opinion. I didn't really like the puzzles. And there was one section just before you kind of get to the last boss, which just kind of went, when you got make your way up the mountain. That probably went for a little bit too long. But overall, look, it was a great game. I still think it's underrated. Deserves a lot more love than it got.
The amount of hate it gets, man, on Facebook, like
because it's a Zelda clone.
Oh, gee, because it's Ubisoft. It's like, Ubisoft, because it's a Ubisoft game. I'm not giving them money.
No,
it's like, get over yourself.
It deserves it. It deserves the love.
It does. I think it's a fun game. It doesn't take itself seriously.
No, exactly, and that's the best thing about it is the humor. It's really funny all the way through. But yeah, I'll grab the DLC a little bit later down the track. I'm not really kind of in the mood to go back to it just yet. Also started playing. There was a game that came out a couple of weeks ago on Game Pass called Cyber Shadow.
Oh yeah,
which is like I've downloaded it.
An 8-bit style cross between, say, Ninja Gaiden and Mega Man. Game is really, really good. Again, though, like because of the games of that era, it's really tough. I'm on the last chapter, and I'm at a point where I was like struggling. So I've kind of put it down for now, and I'll probably go back to it soon and try and finish it off because I don't want to just leave it and not complete it because I've gotten that far through, but it gets really, really frustrating. I think you do well with it, Dave, because I'm struggling with like at the moment, you've got to kind of like double jump, hop off an enemy, double jump again to get to the next level.
They're a nightmare.
Yeah. So like
Ori had a bit of that in it. That was
exactly, and that's why I stopped playing Ori actually for the same kind of reason. So, yeah, but it's a great game. It's worth checking out. It's only like $20 or $30, I think. Or free if you've got Game Pass. Been playing a lot of emulators again as usual. Also finished Metroid Zero Mission on the Game Boy Advance. I finished it.
Cool.
It was really good.
So good.
Really, really good. It's a remake of the first one, but with additional features and stuff. So
you need, I think Zero. What's the Fusion? What's the
Fusion is the next one.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Yeah, I've played that before, but I want to give that another good crack as well. And then
how do you play that one, Mark? Because obviously it's emulator. Are you playing it on PC? You're playing it on a handheld.
Yeah. So I've got a nice RetroArch setup that I use. And I've got I've got all the cores set up and all the playlists for all the different systems, and tweak the settings, have some scan lines, just to kind of
authenticate the feel.
And the games look great. They look great on stream as well, which is good too. So and it's fun. I've been played a bit of that. Been playing a lot of UN Squadron lately. It's just one of my favorite games from the SNES.
No, it's not.
As well.
No,
it's not. I hate that game. I hate that game so much. So I've been trying to finish that, but I think I'm too old for that shit now. But that's been about it. It was a good summer.
Very nice.
What about you, David?
What have I been playing? Really just 2 games. I played a lot of Forza Horizon 4, a truckload, and it was really good actually because my
A
son was
truckload, but
playing.
it's a car game.
I know. I don't know if there's any trucks. I don't even come across any truck. Ha ha. It's great. It's really good. We were playing that on the Series X, and he really got into it as well. And we were like trying to collect as many cars as we could. So we had about 300 in the end. There's a lot more than that you can get. And he was obsessed with the auction. He kept going onto the auctions, trying to get cars cheap and selling some of our cars for a lot of money. So that was a lot of fun. And then I started playing Cyberpunk. So finally got around to playing that. And yeah, look, it's good. It's not stellar. It's not Game of the Year material. It really, really needed another 6 months of development, to be honest. There's some parts of it that are fantastic. Like, I feel like they probably had spent enough time on the story and on the character models. Jeez, they look good. In 4K, they look absolutely beautiful. I shared a few screenshots with you guys, like of some of the characters and their tattoos and everything, and look amazing. Story's great. Side missions, there's a lot of really good ones with some of the characters you meet. So that part's all fleshed out really well. The gunplay, it's pretty standard, but it's enjoyable. Some of the enemies are bullet sponges, but that's okay. I enjoyed the gunplay. I enjoyed the nets, what they call being a net runner. So you're sort of hacking and you're able to like electrocute people from a distance and put them to sleep and tell them to commit suicide and all that sort of stuff. All that works pretty well. It's not very funny.
It is. You're electrocuting people.
It's actually pretty cool because later on you get ability to sort of electrocute people and anyone near them, so you can set off like a chain reaction. That stuff's all great, but then there's other bits that are terrible. There's a lot of bugs, just graphical glitches. There's tons and tons of them, and yeah, it really is a game that needed another 6 months to sort of bring it up to a killer standard. But I played it for 60 hours. I finished it. I played through a few different endings. There's multiple endings.
You got your money's worth.
Oh, I definitely got my money's worth. And I wouldn't say it's a shit game. Although if you were playing it on maybe the base consoles, the performance might be a bit of an issue. It wasn't bad on the Series X. It had quality and performance modes. In performance mode, it's pretty smooth, 60 FPS. But the graphic quality does take a hit. In quality mode, it looks great. But obviously, you're only getting probably 25, 30 frames a second. So hopefully when they release a patch for the next-gen consoles, that will improve. But yeah, look, if you're into open-world games, it's definitely something you should try out. And just don't worry about the reviews. Go in there. You might not like it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But make your mind up yourself. I think one thing it doesn't do very well as well, there's lots of things. Driving is terrible. If you drive a car in there, it's just comical how bad it is. The motorcycles are a bit better to drive, so I just drove motorcycles most of the time. And the sense of exploration isn't there. So the city is big. It's multi-leveled, which is really good. There's high-rise buildings. There's roads above roads. So there's lots to explore, but you don't get the satisfaction you do out of Bethesda games when you explore in, say, Skyrim or Fallout. That feels much more rewarding than this. So, yeah. But anyway, if you're interested, check it out. I'm happy. I got my money's worth. I'll move on to something else.
In the end,
Yeah. Not fussed.
Shout out to everyone that's watching at the moment. Chris
cool.
Creative Cavi, and Mr. Sean Tagstar. Good evening,
hello,
all
everyone.
Of you. See, Chris Deeble says best laugh track ever. See, he loves it.
Don't encourage him, Chris.
It's madness.
It is madness. Where is it?
Alrighty. It's madness.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to record a laugh track as well.
Yeah, you
add that
probably
one in.
do.
Let's move on to
the news. So it's the news time.
Alrighty, let's kick off. Daz,
Yes.
first story off the rank. Axiom Verge 2.
Yes.
It's coming to PC, but it's going to be on the Epic Game Store. And you're angry. Why are you angry, Daz?
Because it's Epic Game Store. Why?
There's nothing wrong with it.
There is. It is.
Have you become a Steam fanboy, have you?
I've got everything in Steam. I don't have to freaking pay for stuff in somewhere else. You know what I mean?
I know, but I think we've reached a point now where there's so many bloody different launches, it doesn't really matter.
No, David, no. I can't do it. They're forcing me to buy it on this now, which doesn't make me happy. Unless, I'll probably just get it on PlayStation or Xbox anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I shouldn't, but it looks beautiful. The game looks gorgeous.
It does. It's going to be on. Is it going to be on Switch as well? Because I think Switch is really.
It'll be on everything.
It was originally shown in the indie showcase for the Switch. So
there you go.
Yeah.
See, so why are you crying for, Daz? You can just get it on Switch.
It's actually only been confirmed for release on Switch. Besides
there you
PC. That's strange. It'll get released on everything though. For sure.
Yeah, I'm not too fussed with it being on Epic. I've bought a couple of games on there. Yes, I know it doesn't have all the features. Yes, they're trying to push into Steam's territory, but you could call Steam the bad boy, and we should, promote GOG, because at least GOG gets all DRM free. But
true.
Anyway,
you can always link it to Steam anyway. That's what I did with Hades. So
or you could use the GOG Galaxy client and have all your games in one space. There you go.
There you go. Chris Deeble, no, Casey has moved to Tasmania. We've mentioned that before. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, no more Casey. I think Mark's still happy about that. She hasn't been harassing you, Mark?
No comment.
No comment.
Ooh.
The plot thickens.
Yeah, you never know though. Like maybe we're going into lockdown tonight, but maybe Tassie has a lockdown and Casey wants to get out of it. She might come back.
Yeah.
So who knows? Look out, Mark. Imagine you see Casey just come up behind Mark in the camera.
Put a picture of Mark right here, like with a knife getting ready.
Casey on one side, Bruce on the other. Alrighty, moving on. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So this was announced a little while ago. It's coming in May. I'm excited by this. I haven't played a Mass Effect game for quite some time. This Legendary Edition will have the first 3 games. And what will be cool about it is that it'll sort of bring the graphics level up to be on par on all 3. It'll have 4K options. But it'll also make the story more seamless, because you could carry your characters over between the stories. And now that's going to be a lot easier to do. There's a few other niceties that they're going to fix up. Looking forward to it. So if you're a Mass Effect fan, this May you'll get to pay lots of money to play the same games again, but just with a bit of an update. So exciting
stuff. It shouldn't even be 3 parts. They should actually make it one whole game.
Possibly, yeah. I know.
That'll make more sense.
Makuu, Ratchet and Clank. We saw a video for this ages ago, and it looked amazing. It still looks amazing now.
Yep.
It's coming in June. Are you excited?
I am. Yep. It'll be good to have something to play on the PS5. It's probably going to be a bit of a quiet year for games in general, but especially for the newer systems. So it's good to see that this hasn't been pushed back. And I was a big fan of the PS3 version, PS3 game. So yeah, I'm keen to try this one out, because what they showed in their last showcase looked great. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
I've never played a Ratchet and Clank game.
They're good games, man. They're fun.
Yeah, they're fun. Really fun. I reckon this could be a huge. Well, I think it's going to be big, but I think it's going to be a huge hit, particularly if there's not a lot of. There won't be a lot of titles coming out around that time.
Exactly.
And people are starved for a game, and it looked like they were well into development, prior to the PS5 being released. So I think we'll end up with something really polished, which is good. So
definitely.
Super duper excited for that one. And another one that we saw a trailer for a while ago, they've had a new trailer release just a few days back. This is coming out from a Chinese dev or company. It's Black Myth Wukong, and
This excites me.
it looks cool, doesn't it?
This really excites me.
What excites you about it, Daz?
It's just beautiful. I love the Journey to the West theme. I'm sold. I'm already sold.
Mm.
Hey, look how gorgeous that is.
It does look super gorgeous.
Is
I mean,
is this a PC only release though, or no?
They haven't really said. It's definitely PC because at the end of the trailer you can see there's the RTX logo.
Okay.
But no, they haven't confirmed yet.
Look at it.
So
It's gorgeous.
This particular demo, it's like a special demo that they made because of Chinese New Year, the Year of the Ox.
Yeah, it does look bloody nice. And what looks really cool right at the end of this vid, and obviously if you're listening, go to our show notes and you'll be able to go to the link. But right at the end, there's a big monster that appears, and the animation is just, aside from the graphics looking amazing, the animation is just unbelievable. It looks boss. That part looks really cool as well, where he splits into three. Here he's fighting this giant Ratman creature that looked amazing. And then at the end of this, it's about 3-minute clip. This wall breaks open and this huge creature appears, and that just blew me away. So hopefully the gameplay is good. If they deliver, this is going to be a big sort of tick for them, and I think it'll promote them worldwide. So exciting to see something like this.
They've got Bloodborne, Dark Souls, and whatever to base their game on.
Yeah,
it's like they can't screw it up.
No.
They can't.
Yeah, it's starting to look more and more Souls-like. Maybe a bit more actiony, probably more like Neo.
Yeah, hopefully it's not as hard. Yeah.
No, I don't. Look, based on what we've seen, even with the last trailer, I don't think it's going to be that tough. But it's just the massive bosses and
here's this boss that
this dude that comes out now.
Yeah, I just love the way he moves.
Yeah,
and the detail. Look at the clothing detail. It's just.
But is that in game?
I don't know.
Look,
after seeing,
there's a bit of debate on whether it is.
Yeah. After seeing some of the Cyberpunk detail, I wouldn't be surprised by what can be done now. I was really impressed by the character models in that. So cool bananas.
Waiting for that. To be honest, that's the next game that's exciting me. Besides Axiom Verge 2, that as well. That's it. There's nothing else that's really grabbed me.
What about King's Bounty 2? Is that exciting you?
I didn't even know there was a King's Bounty 2. I couldn't remember.
It's coming out in August.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
If it plays like the C64 version, maybe.
Moving on. PlayStation 5 controllers. Some people are reporting that they're getting drifting, similar to the Joy-Con drift that Switch controllers were getting. Have you guys had any issues with your PS5 controllers?
No, because I use my controllers like a normal human being.
What about you, Mark?
Mark understands what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah, no, I've had nothing, and I use that controller for pretty much everything now.
There you go.
When I play my emulators, I'm using that controller these days, and well, I'm guessing it's to do with the analog sticks. So those games wouldn't really use those, but I played Immortals on PS5 and had no issues with that. Me neither. Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, I think there was a few reports, and people who did encounter the problem, they were able to contact Sony and get a replacement pretty quickly. So I don't think it's as huge a deal as what we're getting on the Nintendo Switch.
I'm assuming it'll be people that play like COD and FIFA. You know what I mean? They're obviously going to be rough with them, and not saying what they're doing is wrong, but they get overexcited and they press them a little harder than what they probably should. So, oh well. They're not made to last forever, so.
No, that's true.
All right. Well, we'll move on. Cyberpunk developers, City Projekt Red, have been hacked.
Oh.
They put up a notice on Twitter. It looks like one of the typical sort of ransomware type attacks. Mark, did you want to talk a little bit about this? Because I think other companies have had this
Yeah,
recently as
so
well.
I think we spoke about it. I don't know if it was the last episode or maybe the one before that. Something similar happened to Capcom last year. Basically, their firewalls or their IT network was breached, and this ransomware group has stolen a bunch of their data. They're saying that there's no customer data, which is good. That wasn't the case for Capcom. But basically, the source code for Cyberpunk and The Witcher 3, and I think like an unreleased version of The Witcher 3 as
Yeah.
well, was stolen. CD Projekt Red has turned around and said, no, we're not paying the ransom. And I read today that apparently the group that's put this data up for auction, it's been sold.
I read the
Someone's
same thing. Yeah.
someone's turned around and bought it.
So
And
you got assholes that do that. Why would you buy that?
yeah.
Mm.
Now, look, it could be someone that's bought it with the intention of giving it back. We don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a dick move. Is for better or for worse, like whatever has happened to the way Cyberpunk turned out, they don't deserve. No company deserves to be hacked like this
No.
and have your
Mm.
your personal data stolen and then sold to the
Yeah, it's
highest
ridiculous.
yeah, it's a really shitty thing. So I'm just trying to see here. So Cyberpunk, Witcher 3, Gwent, and an unreleased version of Witcher 3, which was stolen.
Yeah, it's a
So, yeah,
shitty thing.
it is.
And the problem is with paying for that code is that kind of encourages them to do it again.
Yeah.
Even if the person that paid for it maybe is doing it with the
Yeah.
intention of ensuring it doesn't get released. I don't
Yeah,
know. But
exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly right.
it's a shit move.
Yeah. There's a footnote here to our ex-employees that as of this moment, we don't possess evidence that any of your personal data was accessed. However, we still recommend caution, i.e., enabling fraud alerts. So, look, it's shitty. They've gotten off light compared to what happened to Capcom. Capcom, they had all their data stolen and employees' data and customer data. So,
Fuck.
yeah. But you know what? Good on both companies for not caving in
Yeah, I
and
think it's smart.
and paying the ransom.
Yeah.
Just deal with it. There's going to be leaks. There's always going to be leaks. That's just the nature of the industry. So, yeah.
And our favorite is back for another year, 2021. Google Stadia. No Atari VCS news this time around.
No.
Stadia has basically shut down its internal studios, and they're changing focus apparently. Mark, do you know a little bit more about what's gone on here?
It's basically just what you said. They made the decision about a week or two ago to basically end all internal development. They're going to leave it to third parties to develop games for their system going forward.
That's a dick move.
It is, yeah. Now I know one of the people that worked there was her name was Jade Redmond. She used to work at Ubisoft. She used to, I think, be the producer, I think, for the Assassin's Creed games. She's now left Stadia. Don't know where she's going to end up. I also heard another, just a kind of a follow up to this. I don't know if you guys know I reckon Dave, you know it. The game Terraria, the little
I know it.
2D
It's like
Minecraft.
Minecraft,
Yeah. He was originally the guy was originally going to be porting this to Stadia as well. But for some reason, he's had issues accessing his Google accounts, and they won't unlock them for me. He basically has been sending like support tickets, and they they won't help him. So he's turned around and said, "You know what? Fuck you. I'm not supporting my game anymore, and I'll have nothing to do with you." And he's just basically scrapped it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Good.
it just sounds like whatever it is that they're doing over there. I mean, we knew it was a farce to begin with, but for a company the size of Google, like to have no proper support channels, it's just ridiculous.
It is.
So
They just keep doing this. They
yeah,
and people are very wary now because they
yeah,
release a
exactly.
product or an app, and it
Yeah,
sounds exciting, and then they just let it die in its
but
ass.
yeah, it's like if it doesn't perform within 6 months, then no, we don't give a
Yeah.
Well,
shit
didn't they have those
anymore.
VR glasses or something? Or
Yeah,
those
those
glasses
Yeah.
that
and
Google
fucking
I forgot what it was called.
Yeah. They've had heaps of
heaps of
stuff.
stuff.
And
Yeah.
they with this, they had a potential hit
Yeah.
on their hands, but they just
Mm,
didn't market it
no.
properly, price it properly, all those sorts of things.
Yeah,
Just really stupid. Um,
exactly.
yeah, I think that the Terraria dev had they had their YouTube channel for their company,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then it got shut down. Like apparently it had violated terms of service or whatever.
Mm,
Hadn't done anything wrong. Tried to
no.
get it clarified. The account associated with it was his own account,
Yeah,
and then that got shut down as well. And he's like,
yeah,
"Screw this, I'm over it."
exactly.
Table
So
flipped, mate. Table flipped every
Yeah,
table
pretty
in
much
his
that's
house.
exactly what he
Yeah.
did. He said, "You know what?
yeah,
You want to burn bridges? Consider the bridge burnt." He
Yeah.
said something along those lines, and it's just like, "Fuck you."
and the thing is now that if they're not investing their own effort, because I
Yeah,
think it was two studios, about 150 people, that they're going to try to find positions for elsewhere
yeah,
in Google.
yeah.
What confidence are you as a third party to put stuff on Stadia?
Yeah.
No,
You know,
exactly.
so and you know what's ironic? Like with Cyberpunk coming out, Stadia could have been a showcase for it. Like they
Mm,
could have just sort of highlighted, "Hey, on Stadia it runs really well. It doesn't run
yeah,
well
Yeah.
on other systems." They don't take any advantage of that, do anything with
no,
it. And
no.
yes, ta Stadia.
Oh,
I
it's
wonder,
good.
do you know if the controller can be used with other applications? At least you get some value out of it. I presume it
Yeah.
can.
Oh, you
Yeah.
should hope so.
I would think
Mm.
so. Yeah,
Oh, what's this? Hero creator cancel Stadia port. Okay.
Yeah. So that was the same thing, basically, Mark's
Yeah.
talked about.
yeah,
Um, E3 will be going ahead this year, but it will be an online only experience. Do we care about E3 anymore? And are we okay with it being online?
Well, it doesn't
Any
affect
comments?
us. We watch it online every year.
yeah. I
So it
know
doesn't matter.
exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
So yeah, go for it. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm happy that it's still going ahead, but I
Yeah.
don't know, like, what are you going to show? You know,
Mm.
yeah,
I'm assuming maybe companies will send demos to
yeah.
the media.
They've mentioned something about like there's going to be like showcases and all that kind of stuff, kind of like what we get anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't really go into, but yeah, I read something like they're kind of like like what like the directs that we get from Nintendo
Yeah.
and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So
I mean, that's all
um,
good. And I think, and we love them because, we wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to
yeah,
catch the
exactly.
Yeah.
XYZ show, whoever it is.
Yeah.
The only issue might be how much content they have
Yeah.
just because of COVID and the
Mm.
continuing impact of COVID.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
And there was an interesting little article. This was from, and I don't have the article up on my screen. I need to go to the stream. This was from he was part of the original Xbox team. I think he was a designer. Mark, do you know about this, or Daz? And he's
Oh, I quickly went over it. It was the guy that designed the original X there, from what I can see.
the original Xbox.
Yeah, that first design, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, but
And he's basically, what has he said? He said that what would you think if we released something that looked like this that only played
that streamed
original
and played
Xbox.
OG Xbox games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only would you desire asking for a friend. I would laugh it. I'm a sucker for this shit. So
I find it interesting that you mentioned streamed as well, not just played.
I reckon it could be like a cloud service.
Mm.
If it's a cloud service, no.
Is he still at
No.
Xbox?
That I don't know.
Oh no.
The thing was, initially I was thinking, well, it'd be really good, and I know we would love it. And I was thinking, well, some of the games are on, um, you can play on the next gen console already,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there's only a small set. It's
There is.
only,
Not
Yeah.
many.
It's very
40,
tiny.
40 odd, maybe 50 games
Mm.
out of the total library from the original Xbox that you can actually play on the Series X or the
Yeah.
Xbox One. So there is definitely a room for it. I think it'd do pretty well.
I reckon there's a
if I
market.
had-
There's market for it. I
Oh,
reckon.
for sure.
yeah.
What I'd love to see, I'd love to see them take something like that and do that, but then like kind of do like what we used to do back in the day with the Xbox Live, like the tunneling. And so you could say, if a game's got split screen, you could then play that over a network or something like that
Yep.
with your mates. Like that would be great because we used to do that all the time. We had a ton of fun playing that.
Oh, always.
Yeah, having a
Um,
local link up option would be cool, and
Yeah,
split
and
screen as
and
well.
even
Yeah.
having that as well. Because
Yeah.
imagine that, because that's great then. Because if it's a mini,
Mm.
and you wanted to say, oh, let's all get together and have like a little LAN party, like that's fucking
Yeah.
fantastic.
You don't have
Yeah.
to lug around a big CRT anymore.
No,
You just
exactly.
put the LCD
Like we
TV.
used to,
Yeah.
like it was great.
That
Oh,
would
I
be
miss
pretty
those
cool.
days. I miss those days,
Mm.
Mark.
Good times.
Till 3, 4 in the morning, freezing our asses
Yeah,
in the garage.
exactly. In the garage playing Halo, getting killed
Yeah.
by your nephew,
Yeah.
playing Crimson Skies or
Yeah.
Mech Warrior. Yeah, amazing.
Super cool. And Gearbox Software has been acquired by Embracer for 1.3 billion. They didn't pay 1.3 billion off the bat. I think that's an amount they're going to invest over a period of time. Embracer, I think, is like the parent company of THQ Nordic and a whole bunch of other companies. So they're quite large, and they've been buying other gaming studios left, right, and
Mhm.
center. Will this have what impact is this going to have? Mark, any thoughts? Is it just going to be business as usual for Gearbox?
Yeah, business as usual. Maybe more money for marketing, I would say. Things like that. Not that Gearbox really struggles in that department either.
Mm.
Like Borderlands is not short of a marketing or development budget, but yeah, can we look? It's as long as they get the creative freedom to do what they've been doing in the past, it can only be good for them.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as their games keep performing, and Borderlands typically does. I don't really know what else Gearbox makes, to be honest with you, besides Borderlands.
Yeah, they've got a few others listed in the title there, in the article there, but most of their other ones haven't been as successful. Borderlands is really
Yeah,
their bread and butter. So I think they've probably invested in them with the hope that a Borderlands 4 will be equally as successful. Number 3 was really good.
yeah.
And yeah, they'll sort of get their money there.
I really
They're
wanted to
making-
like that game. I
Yeah,
really
Borderlands?
did.
Same here.
Mm.
But I
Same
didn't
here.
get into it. Just did
That's
not.
fair enough.
I really
Yeah.
tried.
For me, only reason because it's a first-person shooter, so like it's just.
I love the art style. I think it looks fantastic.
it's
But
cool.
yeah,
And there's a Borderlands movie on the way as well, which has got
Yes.
some. Jack Black's doing the voice of the robot. Was it Claptrap? And
okay.
I've got Jamie Lee Curtis, I think,
Oh,
cast as
cool.
one of the roles as well. So
Actually, talking about cell shading,
Mm.
have you heard any much about 13? Is it any good? The remake?
no, apparently it's terrible.
Oh, fuck.
Apparently it's really bad, really bad.
I'll stick
And
to the Xbox version then.
yeah, and I think they've actually ditched the cell shading style.
Oh, what?
And yeah, they've changed the way the models look and stuff. I know that the fan base was really upset with it. They did not like it at all. So yeah, stick with the original.
Oh, that's a shame.
And we'll wrap up the news with a bit of a surprise one. This was actually back in January, but Bethesda announced via a very small clip that they will be making a new Indiana Jones game of all types of games. It didn't really give away much in the clip. I'm interested.
Me
I
too.
would like an Indiana Jones
Yeah.
game. That'd be fun.
I think we finally need one that's like Tomb Raider. I think that's what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got to, I guess, because you've got Tomb Raider, now you've got sort of Uncharted, which is
Uncharted
kind
as
of.
well, yeah.
So I hope it finds a nice spot
Medium,
somewhere
yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
It's not made by Bethesda directly. I think it is. Is it Matchbox Studio? I can't remember. There's a
Machine Games, it says.
Machine Games. Yeah, sorry. Who will be making it? But exciting. Hopefully, we'll see that come out sometime this year or next year.
Just please have a third-person camera, or at
Yeah,
least, at least
for
an
this.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least an option, you know.
yeah. Now, Daz,
Mm.
you posted this little picture. I don't know if Mark can bring it up on our stream.
He can.
Can you see it?
Can we
No,
go?
it's a bit
Can we
tiny.
get closer? You think?
You might be able to zoom your
Control,
browser
yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
zoom the browser. Control plus. Yeah.
Let's see if we can read.
That's
Yes, we can.
better.
That's all right.
Good.
So,
Cool.
for our listeners via the podcast, there
Yeah.
is a picture here. And Daz, do you want to describe what the picture is and what your question is to
Okay.
the team?
Well, this is for our viewers as well. So put your numbers in the comments as well. Choose only 2 pills
From the following.
from the following. Number 1, Elder Scrolls 4 turns out to be a masterpiece. Pill number 2.
That's number 6, sorry. Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh, is it? So what did I say?
Yes.
5.
No, you said 4.
Oh, 4. Jeez. Elder Scrolls 2. All right, number 2, the second pill, Bloodborne 4 gets made. It's Bloodborne 2. Number 3, GTA 6 comes out and it's the best Rockstar game yet. Pill number 4, Kojima gets back the rights to MGS and Silent Hills and finishes them. Pill number 5 is Portal 3 and Half-Life 3 get made. Pill number 6 is new Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic sequel. Number 7 is Mario Galaxy 3 and Mario Odyssey 2 get made, obviously. Number 8, your favorite childhood game gets a 10 out of 10 remake. It's a hard one. It's a hard one.
Who wants to go first with their 2 pills? Mark, you go first.
Mark.
Okay, so pill number 2 is a given. Bloodborne 2 gets made. That's an easy one.
Yep.
But for the next one, okay, I'm not really an Elder Scrolls fan, so that's fine. GTA 6, Kojima, yeah, but Kojima goes batshit insane, so I'm not really.
He does go
really-
insane.
I'm not fussed about 4, as much as I love Metal Gear. Portal 3, Half-Life 3, no. Star Wars of the Knights of the... Yeah, I never really got into those. Mario Galaxy 3 and Mario Odyssey 2. Your favorite childhood game gets a 10 out of 10 remake. Look, you can't improve on the perfection that is Street Fighter 2,
Yeah.
so I'm going to leave that one be. I'm going to go with 7. It's either between 7 and 3. I'm going to pick 2. Bloodborne 2 gets made, and 7, Mario Galaxy 3 and Mario Odyssey 2.
Okay.
Those are my 2 picks.
Very, very good logical choices, I think, there. Daz, what about yourself?
Well, Chris Deeble says 1 and 8.
1 and 8.
Really? Elder Scrolls. I don't think you're an Elder Scrolls fan.
What's his pick for the 8th? For number 8, what game is he talking
Yeah,
about?
what game, Chris? You need to tell us what game that 8 is, mate. So while he's thinking about it, well, obviously, should I pick 2? Because Mark's already picked 2, so that doesn't matter now.
I think that Thanos has snapped his fingers and I've
Okay,
just
it's
turned it
refreshed everything. Okay.
Yes.
Well, number 2, obviously, and I'll go number 8 as well.
So you've gone Bloodborne 2 gets made, and your favorite childhood game gets a 10
I
out of 10
want to
remake.
see a fantastic 3D remake of Wonder Boy Monster Land. I think that would be amazing if done properly. Should give it to that Chinese company to do. They've got justice. Yeah, they're my 2.
Very good.
Dave.
Mine are pretty obvious. Number 1, Elder Scrolls 6 turns out to be a masterpiece. That would be very nice. Skyrim has been that's a long time ago. We're waiting a long time for the next one. So yeah, that'll be definitely. And then I would probably say number 5, Portal 3 and Half-Life 3 get
Oh.
made.
Hmm.
Portal 3, not so much. The Portal games are good, but I'm not hungry for one.
Mhm.
But I would love a new Half-Life. Half-Life Alyx came out. I can't play it. It's in VR. To have a new Half-Life game would be great. So 1 and 5 for me.
Okay. I
So
thought you
four-
might have picked
yeah.
6.
What was that? Sorry?
Me or
I
Mark?
thought you might have picked 6.
The
Not
Knights
the
of the
Old
Republic.
Republic.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking, but I think Half-Life I'd prefer more.
I was close to picking 4 over 8. I really loved Silent Hills, and I wish that
Yeah,
was finished.
Okay.
But to see a 3D version of Wonder Boy in Monsterland, I think that would be so good. So good. Even make it play like Bloodborne. Fuck. How good would that be? A Wonder Boy in a Souls type game. Fuck.
Yeah, fair
The
enough.
giant mushroom and shit. Oh, yeah. Bring it on, Sega. Come on.
But would it be like cutesy visuals, or would it be like hyper realistic?
I reckon, no. Go the Zelda route, I reckon.
Fair
Breath
enough.
of the Wild.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think that would
Yep.
go. Yeah.
Very good.
Sean Tag says meme.
What does he say?
Meme. What's meme, Mr. Tagster? I don't know what he's saying.
Go home, text that you're drunk.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, he's probably drinking his wine. E.T. remake, 10 out of 10, Chris Stevens says.
Good stuff.
Cool.
All right, we'll move on to some retro news.
Yep.
Daz, is there any magical music for this or no?
Yeah, here it is.
All right.
There's your magical music.
Don't you have any other tracks there on your magical device, Daz?
No, I haven't updated in a long time.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
what about that? What about the 90s theme track? No.
Oh, you want that?
Yeah.
There we
There
go.
we go.
It's been a long time. There you go. And welcome.
All right.
All right.
And we kick it off, Daz, with Star Wars on the C64. Please tell us about it.
Yes. I think it's Chris Stanley, as it says there, has been working on a Empire Strikes Back remake for the C64, and it looks gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I've seen videos of this playing, and it looks amazing. It's so cool. So
It looks super pretty.
it does. It looks so good. I mean, these C64 games that are coming out at the moment, they're mind blowing.
They're magical.
They are. They're magical.
They're bonkers.
They're bonkers. It's madness.
Yeah. So a couple of screenshots are up there, and they're showing a few different backgrounds as well, and they look really, really nice. Does he give any indication how long before he'll be releasing, Daz?
No. It'd be, I think a couple of months or so from what I read before, but
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Sean Tag answers what that was. I didn't put that. My young son did it. Naughty boy. And Chris Deeble says, "Don't change the laugh track." I won't. I won't. Yeah, that's for you again.
There's number 7 for today.
I got to get 21. Remember, that's gonna be
I know.
hard.
Very nice. So, so keep an eye out for that Star Wars game if you're a C64 fan. I forgot to mention that I did play quite a bit of C64 on the Maxi during the break.
Mhm.
There's been a new firmware update, so if you do have one, please look out for that. And there's also a thing called Projekt Carousel, which I mentioned previously. There's been updates to that too, and it's really coming along quite nicely. So you get a hell of a lot of games included.
Is
in
it really?
a very
Is it
nice
update
format.
with the Project Carousel?
Yeah. There's an update with it. Yeah.
Okay, it's easy. Is it easy to apply to the console?
All you do is throw the files on the USB. It automatically boots. Yeah, you don't
that's
even have to
insane.
do anything. No, and it
Oh,
doesn't
wow.
ruin your machine. You still got your original firmware on there, and then use the control key and the function keys to switch between the different letters. So, like A to say K games, then you hit like Control F3,
I
and
said it
you'll
comes
go
with
to
games too.
yeah.
Oh wow!
So and they're all got the titles and graphics and everything. There's background music.
God, that's
They've
great.
really put a lot of work into it. It's bonza. So anyway, yes, that's one thing you have to admire C64 and with the Amiga 500 Mini,
In the
coming
works,
at some
yeah.
point. That there's just so much of a community behind those two that they just keep improving them and improving them. So that's pretty awesome. Mark, do you want to tell us about this next bit of news, or is Daz the one who posted this? I'm not sure.
Daz did.
I did.
Daz.
I did. I didn't actually read through it properly, to be honest.
Come on,
I know,
Daz.
yeah, how's that for my research?
I can tell you about it.
Yep.
Basically, there's a character in Street Fighter Alpha 2 on the SNES, and I believe you either fought him during one of the types of battle modes, but you could never play as him. And someone has worked out how you can now play as that character.
So it's not
And
a hack or anything. Is it a hack?
No,
No.
it's not a hack.
Oh wow!
You finish the game. You got to get a high score. Then you enter in certain characters on the high score screen, and then when you start again, you hold down a bunch of buttons on the second controller. There's a whole step-by-step guide on how to do it. And then lo and behold, you can play as Shin. Is it Akumira? I can't read it from here.
Shin
Akuma.
Yep.
Yes. So that's kind of cool. And it's taken 25 years plus to discover that.
Yes.
Mm.
Cool.
Mark, you'll have to give it a try.
There? Why is Doc there?
I don't know
Who's
why
Dr.
Dr. Emmett Brown is there.
The future. Well,
Kooky stuff. Now, Daz.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I'll talk about this next one. There is a game called Dadius, and it is getting a physical release on the Game Boy. This is an RPG. It's got 11 different endings. It looks super cool. If you've got an original Game Boy or a Game Boy Color, you can buy this cartridge and play it. And I love that they do physical releases still. Cartridge is not cheap. I think it's about £50, which will work out to be about 100 Australian.
Yeah.
But if you're a huge fan and you want something touchy-feely, there are pre-orders up until the 15th of Feb. So still a few days to go before they ship in March. They've also got another game called Dragonborn. I have no idea about that game.
I'm assuming there'll be a ROM release as well.
Yes, there is. There's a ROM release, which you can see there. But yeah, kind of cool to have an actual cartridge in a box. Daz, you mentioned the super duper RG351P.
Yes.
What can it do? And what is this Amber ports that they keep talking about?
Well, there's a firmware that you can get for this system. Actually, I formatted the card ready to go for when and it arrived today. I can't believe it arrived today. I was so happy that the unit came. And they just left it in my letterbox, where the hole is. Why did they put it in
Are
a
you
letterbox?
serious?
Yeah. They didn't even knock on my door. So a kid could have just came after school, grabbed it, and walked off. I wasn't happy. So anyway, but yeah, there's I should say I should know the guy's name, but there's a guy that's porting PC games over because
nice.
This new firmware called ArcOS runs off Ubuntu, so it's a Linux. You pretty much got a Linux computer in your hand. So whatever's Linux compatible now, they're chucking on this handheld, and it's the possibilities are endless now, and it's awesome. He's converted over Diablo 2. Quake 3, and there's going to be more in the works. Obviously, you supply, you download the setup files, and then you chuck in the WADs or whatever. Obviously, they don't give you the game, which is obviously, they wouldn't do that. But yeah, as you can see there, this guy's running Quake 3. And,
and it's really smooth too.
Yeah, it's insane. And the guy was hoping that, hopefully, the guy that was reviewing it, was it Retro Core Ports? What's the channel called? Retro Game Corps. Yeah, there might be a multiplayer mode, hopefully implemented in this somehow. Because,
nice.
Yeah, because you can get the original versions of this console had Wi-Fi, but there was interferences. There was noise from the Wi-Fi, so they took it out. So now you need like a dongle.
Yep.
So to play with Wi-Fi, but yeah, there's a big scene behind this console, which why I grabbed it. I thought, you know what, this Ubuntu setup, which is called Arc OS, sold me. I thought, you know what, I'll grab it, and you can play look, Steam. There you go. You can play your Steam on there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, everything. It's awesome.
So how does Diablo 2 work on there? Like in terms of, can you map the buttons to
Everything's automatically mapped. It's like this. It's like
Jesus.
magic. Yeah, you know, and
a
this guy.
portal running there?
Cool.
Yeah, but that's being streamed though via
Okay.
Steam Link. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, you can use Steam Link on this thing as well, and that's awesome.
Cool.
So yeah, I only paid $130 for this unit, brand new, from
Wow,
China,
that is-
obviously.
Yep.
I think it's worth every cent. I can't wait to play around with it during lockdown. Now I've got lockdown. I might as well play with it and screw around.
Is what sort of screen has it got on there? It looks like it's about 4 inches or so.
It's
Do you know
the
what resolution it is?
Oh, I can't remember, but it fits GBA perfectly. The guy that reviewed it,
nice.
this Retro Game Corps guy, goes, "This is the perfect GBA emulation handheld." And yeah, so the screen's perfect for that. PS1 looks gorgeous on it too. Plays perfectly. N64, most games work on that too. It plays some Dreamcast, not many. It's pushing Dreamcast. But anything PS1 and under works like a dream. So
Is it comfortable to hold? Just looking at where the
it's perfect. It's actually really nice. And I always, Mark knows, I always chuck Street Fighter on there. The first game, because I can test everything with that. And after a few goes, I could do uppercuts. So the D-pad works fine for me.
Good.
Yeah. And I'm very, very happy with it. Very, very
Cool.
happy.
There you go. So if you're looking for a little handheld unit, that's cheap, 130.
Yeah, shipped. Yeah. You can get the metal version for about 180. Because this one's plastic. It's the RG351M. It's metal. It's supposed to be a nicer finish, feels more comfortable, and it's got inbuilt Wi-Fi, so you don't need no dongles or anything. But I thought, I'm not going to have it on Wi-Fi all the time, so I'm not going to spend that extra cash.
And just rechargeable battery built into it, is that?
Yeah. C. It's got USB-C. It's the memory card's got two two partitions, so you can chuck the memory card in your Windows machine and it'll bring up the ROM list, the ROM folder. So you don't need to go through FTPing and all that because it's Linux.
Nice.
So it's compatible for all systems. So it's just easier to drag and drop.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we had some interesting news. This was about last week. The GoldenEye remake that was set to come out on the Xbox 360 has now made it into the wild. So
yeah, I didn't even know there was one in existence, to be honest.
I didn't either, and apparently it was very close to being finished. So this leaked version is like a final beta.
It's 80% complete. I mean, the game's complete, but it's buggy.
A little buggy, yeah. Looks good, and it actually has. I think it's got a built-in option where you can hit the shoulder button, and it'll switch between the original graphics and the new graphics.
Yeah. I watched Modern Vintage Gamer play it, and it was
it
looked really interesting. Yeah. I might actually chuck it on my Xbox. Give it a go.
On yours, it'll look magic. It'll be 100% complete. I think this is really cool.
They were saying that there was like 90 bugs left, which is like nothing. They were that close to finishing it. But yeah, the story was that they were under the impression, they were told that they had been given the go-ahead.
Yep.
And they went away and worked on it, and they were told everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, Nintendo said, "Yeah, no, you need to cancel that shit like right now."
So, they didn't have the license for it.
No.
But why Nintendo? Wouldn't it be Metro Goldwyn Mayer, whatever, who owns?
No, because it's an N64 game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they still hold the right, or they still held the rights to it, or something like that. Yeah.
So anyway, if you do want to play it, Daz, I really want you to get this, and we'll check it out on the 360. Yeah.
Don't tell
you
me
can-
what to do.
Just do it. I think there's a certain name you need to look for rather than just GoldenEye remake. Something like
Okay.
Project something. But either way,
I'll
if
find
you
it.
hunt around, you'll find it.
Oh,
And
sure. I'll just ask Mark. He'll find it too.
and to round out the retro news, Daz, what the hell is this? I
Mate.
remember Bleem back in the day. What are they doing? Or what's
Mate, it was
happening?
that long ago I posted this. I can't remember half. Isn't it? Bleem is
Yes.
like releasing like a retro machine or something like that. Some retro program.
Mark, do you know more about this? Because
Mate,
clearly Daz has
it's
forgotten.
been that long ago. When did I post this? This is like ages ago now.
So
It was.
it's a storefront. Okay, so they're coming back to selling a PC storefront aimed at selling you legal emulated versions of obscure old games.
I'll buy Pico. Oh yeah, Pico. I know who that.
Yeah.
is.
So basically, they've bought the name Bleem, and this company has bought the name Bleem, and are using that to launch this storefront. Why?
Why? And
Don't
who's going to
know.
pay for these games? Like, I
Exactly.
mean, most of the time, these old titles, you're just going to bloody find
And how
them.
many people will remember the name Bleem?
I know.
as well?
Yeah, it's our gen.
You
That's
know.
it, and it's got
Yeah,
nothing to
exactly.
do with what they're doing here.
No.
No.
Spot on.
Bizarre.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think they're also going to license their
Mm.
tech, their emulation, so that it can be used by other people. I just found it really
retro
odd.
hack.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like they've taken their website down.
There you go.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's
Very strange.
I think this is just gonna vanish into thin air. I don't think nothing's gonna happen out of this.
Yeah.
And to round out the show, Daz,
Funny.
I've just put funny, but
Yeah.
it's not really funny. It's unusual.
It is.
It's weird. They've got pigs playing video games. Not
Yeah.
really a video game. What is it, Daz? It's kind of a
It's like a dot or something.
Yeah.
And they're like certain tasks, and they get like rewarded with food and crap like that.
That's
yeah.
right.
It
So
says
they
that-
have a
yeah. It says that usually the pigs will be given a food pallet, and I just can't read it now because you scrolled.
So I think they get a food pallet every
Yeah.
time they move the joystick, which
Yeah.
is next to the food, and make a ball on the screen, sort of touch one of the panels
Yeah.
at the top or bottom of the screen. And it happened more often than by chance. So what it sort of highlighted was that they knew there was a link between moving the joystick and something happening on the screen, which is unusual in itself. And also, I don't think pigs are I don't know if their eyesight is great. So for them to be able to actually see this was another interesting thing. And the last thing was that even once they weren't given food, they still wanted to play it.
Okay.
So that was
Yeah.
the other kind of weird thing they found with this article.
I want to know what camera they were using to film this because that looks like it's from the 1970s.
Obviously, it was a low-budget
Yeah.
scientific experiment there.
Interesting.
Oh, dear. All right, we'll wrap it up. Daz, give us some shout-outs. Give us some excitement.
Excitement. But thank you to everyone that joined in. It's been a long time, and it's been nice to be back. Very
Yes.
nice to be back. Let me close that picture. Thank you everyone for joining us. It's been great, and I will be recording Arcade Perfect next weekend with Tagstar. We'll be back there. We'll be doing Black Tiger, and we'll have a special guest as well, as usual. So again, thank you everyone for joining us, and thanks you guys for popping back up doing this.
No
Beauty.
problem.
Yeah.
Mr. Makuu, anything you would like to add?
That's it. No, just same as Daz. Thank you all for joining us again. Thank you for the guys that were watching on YouTube, and yeah, thank you to all the listeners as always. That's it.
Bonzerific.
Sorry, David, before you say your shout outs, if you do, Chris Devil says, I'll play that for a lick of bourbon every 5 minutes, that pig game. David, do you have
Cool.
anything to say?
No shout outs, just to say thanks to everyone. I'm excited for another year of podcasting with you two lovely guys. Looking forward. I'm hoping this COVID stuff gets behind us and we actually get to play some new games. We get to see the new consoles come to life. So until the next episode, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
Cut you off right at the end.
Okay, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you, and we will see you very soon for the next episode. Ta-ta!
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Da,